Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I am Belinda Munoz. I am the advisor for the Nurse Education Department at Del Mar College. We are going to be talking to you today about admission to our program, advising and registration for the spring semester. Whether you're new to us or you're a current Del Mar student and you're looking at planning your schedule for the next semester and you're not sure which classes should be next in your sequence, we are here to help you with some of that. We do have a deadline date coming up in January for various programs that we have. So we are going to touch up on a little bit of that, but probably a little bit later on in the month or so, we will have a separate session just for that because we go into so much more detailed information. So let's go on ahead and get started. We have a lot of information that we'd like to share with you today. Again, I am Belinda Munoz, and I'm the advisor for the program. Our chair was hoping to join me today, Dr. Evangeline De Leon. She was not able to join us. I do have another staff member with me who's going to be kind of in the background, helping me towards the ending when we get to some of the questions. I am the advisor for the program again. Christy Pettis is joining me. Christy is the person that once you are in the program, she is the one, I kind of hand the baton over to Christy once we admit a class, and then you guys start working with Christy with registration and pretty much, you know, the in process into the program and throughout your time that you are in the program. So Christy and I are pretty much, you know, the two people that you're dealing with at the onset. It's me, and then like I said, once you're in the program, you'll be dealing with Christy. So or working with Christy, should I say. So she will be in to help me with some of the more technical questions that I don't always deal with on a daily basis as much as I'm dealing with you all on the admissions and advising side. So let's go on ahead and get started. I have a PowerPoint that I would like to share with you all. Just some an overview. I try to keep it minimal, but it is hard to do. Some of my screens can be a little loaded. Because we do have a lot of information that's involved with our programs. Some of you are looking at applying to our program. Some of you are here to grab some prerequisites that maybe you need for university, or you're looking to apply to another program, and you can certainly take some of those classes here. So, you know, we try to be as thorough as we can with the information that we are presenting to you to try to cover the various kinds of students that we service through our department. Our program is accredited through the Accreditation Commission for Education and Nursing. We have scholarly, prepared, and skilled faculty that provide both clinical and classroom experiences to meet the role expectation in the nursing profession. We have competitive admissions process as we're seeking to prepare the most highly qualified and skilled nurses for our community and beyond. We are located at the Del Mar College West Campus. That's on Old Brownsville Road and Airport Road. So as you're taking classes, the majority of you may be taking those over at the main campus over on Ayers, or perhaps the Northwest Center out in Calallen. Some classes are also offered here at the West Campus. Those being the prerequisites and such. But once you're in the program, you will be housed here at the West Campus on Old Brownsville Road. Quick enrollment checklist. If you are not a current Del Mar student, but you're looking at perhaps starting in January, you would have to go through the enrollment process just like any other college or university, where you will have to submit your application on Applied Texas, provide proof of your bacterial meningitis vaccination if you're under the age of 21, submit official transcripts. That goes for high school transcripts as well as college or university transcripts if you do have prior college coursework behind you. If you are a brand new student to the college environment, we will ask for you to take the Tsi Placement Exam. That is what will help us determine your level of readiness for reading English and math. That's one of the first things that I need as an advisor to advise you and register you for courses. Now, if you do have prior college coursework experience, please make sure that you submit a form that we call the TERF. That stands for Transcript Evaluation Request Form. You can find it on the Registrar's Office website. I always tell students, I as an advisor do not want to make you take a class that you could very well already have credit for. So when you go through the process of having your transcripts evaluated, that will tell me as an advisor how many credits you have completed elsewhere that will give you the exact same credit here at Del Mar. And then also it goes without saying to make sure you submit your FAFSA application. A lot of times students, think it's a lot of work to go through that process and aren't even sure if they qualify, but you never know. So I always tell students, go on ahead and go through that process with the financial aid department so that if you do qualify, of course, that's less money that you have to pay out of your pocket. The next piece of information I want to share with you, is the heart of our department. What is it that we offer you? Our pathways. We have 3 programs currently that we will be taking applications for in January. So this is kind of a double screen of information here. These are the programs that we offer. We offer a certificate, vocational nurse education, level 2. We offer an associate in applied science, which is our RN program. We also offer an associate in applied science, LVN/paramedic to RN transition. The paramedic portion to that is fairly new to us. This is what used to be called the LVN to RN transition. It is just, we've just simply added paramedic to it, LVN/paramedic to RN. This program only has a once a year application deadline date, which is coming up here in January. And then the Associate in Arts Nurse Education Degree Plan is the degree plan that absolutely every student is on. So when you apply to Del Mar College and you declare nursing as your major, this is the degree plan that you are on, the AA degree. Okay, and then you determine if you want to apply for the LVN certificate or for the RN program, or if you are an LVN or a paramedic and you have at least a year of experience, then you can apply to our LVN paramedic program, to RN transition. Now, these LVN certificate and the RN degree have 2 application cycles a year. The LVN paramedic has 1 application cycle. This coming January, we will be accepting applications for all 3, for the vocational nurse certificate, for the RN degree, and for the LVN paramedic to RN transition. So keep in mind, the Associate in Arts is like your home degree until you apply and are admitted to one of our specific programs. This is really an exciting time for us here at Del Mar Department of Nurse Education, in that we are on the heels of getting pretty close to being able to offer an RN to BSN program. We have started getting questions for that. We are not at the point where we are promoting it just yet or advising for it, but just kind of keep in mind that we are looking at an anticipated start date of fall 2021. What is unique about our program is that it is simply a transition program. So you will have to have your RN degree to be able to apply for our RN to BSN transition program. So let's say that you earned your registered nurse degree either with us or someone else, and then you have all of your university core completed through the Associate of Arts. You are now ready to apply for an RN to BSN program or through our RN to BSN program. Okay, so as you are building your schedule for the spring, whether you're a new student or you are a returning Del Mar student, these are the 8 classes off of the degree plan that you want to focus on. The courses on the left of your screen that I have in red are what I tell students your top 4 priority. That's English 1301, General Psychology, Anatomy 1 and 2. The reason that I have these as your priority is because these are also the classes that the minimum 4 classes that you have to have in your background for us to be able to clear you for the TSI exam, and that is the exam that we require for admissions to our nursing program. You have to meet certain benchmarks on that exam. So English, Psychology, Anatomy 1 and 2 are your top 4 priorities. And then the other classes, we give you a choice of one of 3 speech classes, an ethics course, chemistry, and microbiology. So students, always ask me, Ms. Belinda, when can I apply to the program? You have to have the minimum 4, which are the courses in red. But I will tell you that the more that you have completed of the entire 8, the stronger application that you will have. Hopefully, we will have time to do a little calculator demonstration at the end of my presentation so that I can show you how the courses are calculated into what we call a program GPA and how it makes a difference whether you have 6 of these classes versus 7 or 8, okay? So when you look at the Associate of Arts degree plan, this one is actually the 2018-2019 degree plan, and I still use it because we still have a few students, quite a bit of students on it. But what I have done is I have gone through and written in red next to the course which ones are prerequisites, which ones are co-requisites. Now, let me go on ahead and tell you, okay? Prerequisite means you absolutely have to have those classes to be able to apply to our program. Co-requisite means if you don't have it at the time that you apply, and if you happen to be competitive enough, you have a competitive application and you are admitted, we will allow you to take those classes while you are in the program. I highly recommend that you work up a timeline, and I as an advisor can help you with that, so that perhaps you're applying with 7 of the 8, but you will have a semester from the time that you apply to the time that the class that is admitted will actually start the nursing program. So that gives you a semester there in between to complete whatever classes of the 8 you're missing. What is really going to help you, and I know I keep flipping back and forth so that you all can, kind of get a view here of the bonus points. Again, what order should you take the classes in? I always strive for you guys to grab the courses that will offer you 2 bonus points before the 1 bonus point course, but it's really up to you. A lot of times it depends on the availability of courses and how they fit in your schedule, and whether you are wanting to take the courses face-to-face or online. Right now, fortunately, because of COVID, you don't have a lot of flexibility on that. But, there are times that there are certain courses that students would prefer in one format over the other. So a quick review again, guys, of the entire degree plan. These are the courses that you want to focus on first. I, as an advisor, can help you because build your schedule, because you're not going to hit all of these, in 2 semesters or so. The sciences will take you a while to get through. That's all a personal decision you make as to whether you want to double up on science or if you kind of want to try to tackle those one at a time. Again, right now during COVID, I understand these are challenging times for you. And I always tell students, I know it's easier for me to say on my end, you can do this, it's really challenging. But and I've been a student as well, so I realize the challenge that you're going through in trying to complete these science classes online, and the anticipation and excitement, anxiety that comes from that when you're having to do it completely online and not being able to have some of these classes face to face, especially the more challenging ones. Okay, so kind of going into our admission requirements, what is it that we are looking for? So you will have to submit, and this is like once you are getting ready to apply to our program. So let's say you're looking to apply in January, or how do you need to be performing in your coursework now to hit that target date of when you want to apply. So you will obviously have to have your Del Mar College application current, but we use a third-party application called Nursing Cast. It is an application service that a lot of nursing schools throughout the country use. We use it as well. And it allows you to apply to more than 1 nursing program in 1 format. So that's kind of cool for students that are perhaps not only applying to our program, but others as well. It's kind of like a centralized application service that is, again, a third-party service that we use that will help us through that application process with you. Again, we have 2 application deadline cycles a year, January 31 or July 31. And a couple months down the road, we will have that, another opportunity for you to apply to our program if you feel you're ready. In the courses that I listed as your prerequisites and co-requisites, back again, it always comes back to these 8. We require individually in all of these classes a C or better. And then once we average them together, this is kind of one of the cool features of our program, is that we are not looking at your entire college GPA. We are simply looking at what we call a program GPA, which is these 8 classes. So once we average these together, we are looking for a 2.5 or higher, no exceptions. Okay, we just cannot make an exception, and we won't round up. So, I mean, that's not easy for me to tell you on my end. Sorry, you're at a 2.4. But, again, we try to project at what semester you would be the strongest to apply. And that's the role that I, as an advisor, play in this part with you. We do require the TEAS test. We are looking at 3 sections: your overall score, your reading score, and your science score. And the CNA or CMA certification is now an option with bonus points. It used to be required by our department at one point in time, but again, it is now an option with bonus points available. And we do not have an expiration date on any of the prerequisites or co-requisites. So let's say you were a student here at Del Mar 5 years ago, you took somewhat of a break, and you're finding yourself trying to come back to school now. It's great. Just know, as long as you had a C or better, and depending how they all average together, you will not have to repeat some of those courses. Just a really quick overview on the TEAS test, because like I said, this is something that we will cover more in depth with you at a session later on that we hope to have for those applying in January. Really, the basic thing that I want you to take away right now from the TEAS test is, when should I prepare to take the exam? Our recommendation is to wait at least until you're halfway through Anatomy 2. The reason for that is because, from what I understand, and I don't have a nursing background, but from what I understand, the science section of the TEAS exam is heavy in anatomy. So if you can get at least halfway through Anatomy 2, if not completely done with anatomy, that will help make you stronger once you try to tackle the science section. You must pass all benchmarks on the same test. Remember, we are looking at your overall, your reading, and your science score. So you must pass all 3 sections on the same test. You may retest up to 4 times a year, but you have to wait 4 weeks. So let's say you are trying to apply in January. Ideally, you want to try to start taking that exam like in the September, October timeframe. I always tell students, give yourself that cushion. Hopefully you don't need all 4 chances, but I would much rather you have built that time into your calendar and not need all 4. Maybe you'll pass the exam on the first try or the second, but at least you've given yourself that cushion should you need 2 or 3 or 4 attempts versus only giving yourself 1. Okay, so again, those are the things that I help you in advising you and trying to come up with a tailored timeline for you as to what is going to work best for you. We do have free tutoring available through the Stone Writing Center. And as it's my understanding that they are also providing virtual remote tutoring now. So that's just awesome. And this past spring, we also added another option where you can take the exam online. And a year ago, we also added a feature where we are now offering you bonus points based on how you perform on your exam. Your scores are good for 18 months. So again, you just kind of build this into your timeline as to when you want to try to start testing and having that ready to go for the target date of the application cycle that you wish to hit. How do we select our class? A very popular question. It is based on admission points and bonus points. I seem to be doing okay in time. Hopefully I can do a little calculator demonstration, but again, we are going to rank you based on your program GPA, based on those 8 classes and how many additional points you have that, like I tell students, will lift your application up because it is a very competitive process. We are looking at the most recent grade of a class. So specifically for nursing, I always tell the student, when you retake a class, because let's say you got a B and you want to retake it, it just depends on the class, whether I say, yeah, go for it, or you know what, let's just see how the rest of your grades calculate out. Because when you repeat a class, we are looking at your most recent grade, not necessarily the highest of a 2. So if you have a B and you want to go take the class again because you're striving for an A, you also run that risk that you may get a C. So when you had a B and then you take the course again, and instead of, you know, going up to an A, you come down to a C, we are now going to be using the C in the calculator. So be careful with the repetition of courses. These are just a little bit of numbers, and we can get into that as we know some of these questions will be coming up. How many applications do you receive for this next class coming up in the spring? As you can see, we had 230 applications and 182 qualified. Our programs are just growing. What I look at over here really is the number that says not qualified. You know, we had 39 of those. But if you're working with me, I can keep you out of this column if you're working with me, because my job is to make sure that you're applying at a time that is a good time for you, okay? I don't want you applying if there's still a possibility for you to grab more bonus points that we can see would give you a stronger application. There's never a right or wrong answer as far as to how many points do I have to have. Those are, it just depends on applying, okay? Now, what I want to do is take you into our website. This is the admission requirements page of our website. Every piece of information that I am giving you is listed here, okay, on our admission requirements page. It's delmar.edu/RN, and then over here on the left side, I think on the very first screen you have to hit new nursing student, and then you will click on the admission requirements link over here on the left. It will get you to this page. Listed here under admission information, you'll see 3 bullet points here: LVN to RN transition, registered nurse, and vocational nurse. I'm just going to click on the registered nurse as an example. This is a 7-page document, okay? Absolutely everything that I have told you is in here somewhere, but let me just briefly tell you. Probably pages 1, 2, and 3 as a potential student is where you want to focus on, okay? This is the information that you need to know prior to applying. Once you get to the top of page 3, you will see here that this is requirements after acceptance. So really pages 3 and 4, maybe part of 5, pertain to you if you're admitted to the program. Towards the ending of the document, again, we discuss our selection process, and under the section for direct patient care points, we explain the CNA, CMA, allied health, possible bonus points, and then pathway points. Again, which classes are worth 2 points, which classes are worth 1 point. It is all spelled out for you. I realize this is a really long document. I always tell students, very lengthy, but informative. You know, pull out a highlighter and pull out the information that you feel is what you need to keep your eyes on for now. Nursing program track options. These are your degree plans, okay? The Associate in Arts, Registered Nurse Education. Remember, this is the degree plan that you are on right now, okay? When you look at the other one, this is what makes you core complete, okay? When you click on the other one, the Associate in Applied Science, for example, Registered Nurse Education, Associate in Applied Science, this is a degree plan you're working on once you are admitted to the program. Okay, so this one will make you a nurse if you get through it, you know, pass your boards and all of that. The other one is your university core if you plan to do RN to BSN later on. Remember, I had kind of labeled these as prerequisite, co-requisite, and which ones are worth bonus points. But again, guys, in summary, we can help you build those schedules. I think we have a few minutes. Let me do a quick little demonstration for you, okay? This is, and I can certainly email this to you. We are going to be adding an advising link to our website, and we will be adding the calculator. Dr. DeLeon and I have talked about making this accessible on our website to you guys. I certainly email this out to students, but, and don't ask me why, but my brain always starts with English. Let me just do a little scenario for you here. Let's say you took English, you got a B, and you got an A in psychology. Let's say you got into anatomy 1, you struggled with it a bit, you earned a C in there. By the time you got to anatomy 2, it got a little easier, and you earned a B in there. Let's say you got a B in speech and an A in ethics. And well, no, let's say we don't always want to pick on the sciences. Let's say this is what your grades look like, and you have 7 of the 8, but you don't have microbiology yet. What we are looking at first, guys, is right here, your program GPA. You see where that's 2.833. As Christy is compiling your information, your application for the admission committee, because neither Christy nor I sit on the admission committee, we are just, helping you get to that point. As Christy's preparing your information for the committee, this is the first thing that she's looking at. Is the student at a 2.5 or higher? It's got to come out to 2.5 or higher on the calculator, or we can't put your application forth to the committee. Remember that figure of like 30 something students that did not qualify? One of the reasons could have been, GPA. Then we will start off with your PGPA points, 19.833, and then we add any additional bonus points to that. That could be pathway points from the courses that you have. That could be CNA or CMA certification. That could be bonus points that come off of your performance on your TEAS test. Let's say your final number comes out to 25. That would be the number that we would rank you on, the 19 plus the bonus points. So you see how the bonus points is what's lifting your application. Okay, so you took your application from 19 up to 25, for example, with bonus points. And this is where it kind of all comes together as far as the prerequisites and the co-requisites. No, you don't need the other classes to apply, like the histories and the governments and creative arts and such. But what that is doing to you is if you earn a C or better in those other classes, that is earning you bonus points. Okay, so I just want to do a quick little demonstration of that. I've run out of times on other sessions, so I'm kind of glad I'm really glad I had a little bit of time to cover that with you. And like I said, refer back to our admission documents, our program guidelines, really here under admission information, under admission requirements on our website. Again, I am Belinda. I'm the advisor for the program. And here's my contact information. Advising and registration for spring just opened up last week, and we are here to help you. We are still advising virtually by email and remotely by email and telephone. And I am not the only one advising for the department. Our faculty pitch in, and they're helping me as well. I carry the load of it, but trust me, the faculty are just as great at advising and helping out and helping us with that load. We have a lot of students calling in right now. We're trying to get to you guys as fast as we can. We have 3 numbers here listed. The 698-2860 is our general line, but we also have 2 other lines in which you can reach our office to make those appointments. If you need me to get that calculator to you, or if you're looking to apply in January and you want me to kind of do a little review with you and see if you're at a point where it would be wise for you to go on ahead and apply now, or if you need to get registered for the TEAS test, look at the program guidelines. I think I did forget to mention we also have the TEAS guidelines on our website. Over here on the left side, you see the link for ATI TEAS. All of the information is there as well. Again, we are also offering this remotely. At the very bottom, you're going to see a link where it says download the PDF document. And again, guys, I think this is like a 5-page document, answers all the questions that you may have about the TEAS exam. So hopefully, this information has helped you. I feel like I talk really fast, but I just always have so much information to cover with you all. And if we have time now, we can go on ahead and start taking some questions. Christy may have been covering some of those as I was speaking here. I was kind of concentrating on the presentation, but are there any questions that are still coming
Yes.
through that maybe I haven't answered?
Yeah, there are a couple of questions. And hello, everyone. This is Christy. I work very closely with Belinda to make sure that y'all qualify to get into the program, and then also admissions and student records while you're in the program. The first question we had was, when should I take the T's if I wanted to apply for spring 2021? Belinda covered that fairly well. Just to do a little clarification, you do have to have English Comp 1 complete with the C or better. You have to have AMP 1 complete with the C or better. And you can be currently attending general psychology in AMP 2. And as Belinda said, our suggestion is we really highly recommend you get at least halfway through AMP2 before you attempt the T. So if anybody has got the other courses done and they are in AMP2 right now, you are ready to take the T's. Another thing that she did say in her presentation was, due to COVID and wanting to let students um, have as much of a chance as they can to pass the T's, we actually did reduce the waiting period for the T's to 2 weeks. Belinda's slide did say 4 weeks, but if you look at the new guidance document and also the information on our T's page, it is now 2 weeks between tests. So if you started right now, you most definitely would have 4 chances if you need them. We rarely have students go to that. um, those that don't pass the first time, a really high number of students do pass the second time, because sometimes you have those testing nerves and then the second time around you do really well. We had a student ask, is there a part-time program? What are the deadlines to apply? Belinda covered the deadlines to apply. And regarding a part-time program, um, I'm not going to say yes, we have a part-time program. We do have students that after they've applied to the program, that our admissions committee specifically reviews some applications, and we do offer admission, and we do it on a part-time basis. But we do not have a formal part-time program for students to apply to and be specifically requesting that. It is an internal program, or I guess it's an internal track. So we do have some students that are doing part-time, but it is not a program that is open for students just to apply to. And then another one we had was, do you need work experience as an LVN in order to be accepted into the LVM to RN program? Yes, yes, you do. Um, if you've gotten your LVN at Del Mar, you can meet with Belinda and she can go over and see when did you graduate with that LVN, and how would you transition into the program. But any students who've been out of the program, have been LVNs for a year or more, we do want to see. We prefer to see 9 to 12 months experience. The absolute minimum we were looking at is 6 months experience, and there is a specific form that you would have to have an employer fill out to verify that you do have experience. Our LVNs need the experience because you jump ahead of the incoming students, because you'll be expected to know skills and nursing terminology and a lot of nursing procedures in order to get into that program. Um, it looks like those were our we just had 3 short questions. Hopefully we've given you information that you need. If students have anything really specific about admission, they can always email Belinda. And if it's something that she needs help on, she will forward those emails to me and I may be the one answering her. So I'll take it back over to Belinda so she can wrap up.
Okay, once again, I don't see any other questions coming through. Thank you all for joining us, and I will tell you guys, on a personal, just hang in there. I know these are trying times, with COVID and our change in instruction and all. We are here to help you as much as we can. And if I can, be of help to you, please reach out to me via email or call in, schedule an appointment with me. I always tell students, especially right now during COVID, even if it's not an advisor related issue, but you just don't know where to turn because we are, all working remotely, please reach out to me anyway. There have been times that I've directed students to a certain department that maybe was not necessarily something that was, through an advising matter or whatever, but reach out to us as a point of contact if you're pretty new to Del Mar and you don't know where to reach out. Use me as that resource, as the advisor. I think we have another question coming in about requirements for the BSN program. Like I said, because the program has not, we have not officially kicked it off, we're not at that point yet where we are advising for it, but just keep an eye on our website as soon as we can, and as soon as we have that, approved, so to where we can start promoting it and getting information out for our first class, our first application cycle. We certainly will do that. We are excited about that and excited for what the opportunities it will provide you as a student, and more importantly, for the community within the Corpus Christi area, of providing more services for our patients in our community. So again, thank you. Hang in there. Viking strong, as we always say. We're here to help you whichever way we can. Just reach out to us. Thank you.
Just one quick wrap up before we go. We had one last minute question about how to schedule an appointment. The actually best way is to, if you can't get hold of anybody, go to our website, delmar.edu/RN, select new nursing students. On the left-hand side, you are going to see a online advising request form. You can click on that, fill that out, and one of our admins will contact you and get that appointment scheduled for you. So I think that is our final question. Thank you, everybody, and have a great day.